Mic check 1, 2, 3. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park on this Friday, October 21st, 2022. Qualifying action will begin in just mere moments. We have 6 qualifiers on tap today. Your weather conditions at the moment, the temperature sitting around 8 degrees Celsius. All sun, as you can tell. Very bright morning here in Campbellville. Flags aren't moving too much, a slight breeze coming out of the west. The track is fast. 6 qualifiers, as mentioned. Several Breeders' Crown entrants will be on display here this morning. If you'd like to follow along with today's action, go to woodbinemohawkpark.com. Under the Horse People section, that's where you'll be able to find the program pages for today's qualifiers. Horses for the first will be called onto the track in just a moment. All right, we're just about set to get going with today's qualifying action from here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. First of 6 qualifiers that will be contested here this morning. Horses for the first are on the track. There's one scratch, scratch number 5. Easy breezy. That one is out. Leaves us with a field of 6. So the 2-year-old trotters will take their positions. The 1 is Baroness Hill, Cadabra filly, trained by Chantal Mitchell with Louis Waugh. The 2 is MVP Princess, a daughter of my MVP, trained by Blake McIntosh with Trevor Henry. 3, Just Like Shorty, 2-year-old colt by Bar Hopping. Greg McNair trains, the driver's Doug McNair. 4 is Looks Like a Dream, a 2-year-old colt, son of Looks Like a Chippendale, trained by Kyle Bossens with Colin Kelly. The 5 is Out. The 6 is Fastnet Rock. Now we move to the 3-year-olds. That's a 3-year-old colt, trained by Matt Dupuis with Scott Young. And the 7 is Classic Magic, a 3-year-old filly, trained by Michelle Olson. The driver is Bob McClure. So the gate is now in motion for our first of 6 from Woodbine Mohawk Park. A beautiful Friday morning here for October 21st. 8 degrees Celsius out. Track is fast. Just a slight breeze coming from the west. And a very sunny sky. So the gate is in motion. And looks like we'll see if they continue on. The 3, Just Like Shorty, has turned around. Also off the gaze, the 2, MVP Princess. The rest of them up on the wings of the gate. But we will have a recall here. So we won't get underway just yet. A recall here in the first qualifier. So in just a second, we'll take a second crack at getting underway with this first qualifier. The 3, Just Like Shorty, had turned around and was going the other direction. So the starter taking the precaution to issue a recall. And everybody will reassemble here for our first qualifier. So once again, the trotters take their positions from the inside out. We have Baroness Hill, MVP Princess. Just Like Shorty, Looks Like a Dream, Fastnet Rock, and Classic Magic. Field of 6, the inside 4 2-year-olds, the outside 2, they are 3. Starting gate swings into the stretch. Trotters for the first, picking up speed, and here they come. They're off and trotting, and off the gate again, MVP Princess and Just Like Shorty. They're going to be the trailing pair, and Just Like Shorty has made a break. Out to the early lead goes Classic Magic. That 3-year-old filly steps out in front, off stride with the 6, Fastnet Rock. Towards the inside, Baroness Hill trots there in second. Resetting is Fastnet Rock. Meanwhile, trotting along in fourth is Looks Like a Dream, and then we go back to MVP Princess and Just Like Shorty. Those two having some difficulties as they go into the first turn, and the opening quarter is about to pop up, and that opening panel was 29 seconds flat. So that was courtesy of Classic Magic, and it's the 3-year-old filly who is showing the way as they straighten out into the backstretch. It's a 3-length advantage up front here for Classic Magic, that daughter of Cadabra, 3 for 10 here in her sophomore campaign, and she is out in front here in this qualifier this morning from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Getting steppy there in third. That is Fastnet Rock. Scott Young trying to keep that one together. Meanwhile, Baroness Hill is just trotting along there in second. She's tightened up on the leader. Back in fourth is Looks Like a Dream. The half was recorded in 59 and 3. Heading into the final turn. And the leader remains Classic Magic. Baroness Hill, that daughter of Cadabra, a $250,000 yearling purchase. This is her second qualifier, and she's trying to sit on the leader's back as 5/8 of the mile is now complete. 2 lengths behind her is Fastnet Rock, and then in fourth is Looks Like a Dream as they're midway around the final turn and coming towards 3/4. Classic Magic remains in front by a length and a half as they race past the third station in 1:30 flat, off the turn and into the stretch. Classic Magic's looking to go all the way. Meanwhile, Baroness Hill is right behind. We'll see if she can pressure here in the final 1/8 of the mile as they come to that pole. It is still Classic Magic. Baroness Hill a couple lengths away. Fastnet Rock is in third. Fourth is Looks Like a Dream. A 16th to go. Classic Magic is almost home. Classic Magic, Bob McClure, sporting the GoPro on top of his helmet there. He's going to win this first qualifier as he gets this 3-year-old filly to the line in a time of 1:59. Finishing second was Baroness Hill, then it was Fastnet Rock, and fourth was Looks Like a Dream, 1:59 for Classic Magic. Up next is qualifier number 2. 2- and 3-year-old Pacers here. Scratch number 5, yep. And number 9, Mr. Dress Up. Colin Kelly is going to drive number 1, Popular Irish Rose. The 1, Popular Irish Rose, is a 2-year-old filly by Better Than Cheddar, trained by Matt Dupuis with Colin Kelly. The 2 is Lady Harborough, 2-year-old daughter of Sports Rider, trained by Renald Gagnon with Sylvain Filion. 3 is Academy Sealster, 2-year-old daughter of All Bets Off, trained by Rob Fellows. James McDonald drives. 4 is Fearless Fury, 2-year-old gelded son of Fear the Dragon, trained by Blake McIntosh with Trevor Henry. The 5 is Scratched. The 6 is Back to the Future, a 2-year-old colt by Western Terror, trained by Alan Fair with Bob McClure. 7 is Barrett Hanover, a 2-year-old colt by Captain Treacherous, trained by Greg McNair, the driver Doug McNair. The 8, Chief Corleone, is a 3-year-old colt, son of Sunshine Beach, trained by Jack Moiseyev, the driver Phil Houdon. Scratch number 9. So it's a field of 7. Pacers are on gate. Starting 8 swings into the stretch, and here they come for qualifier number 2. And they're off and pacing. It's going to be a good beginning for Fearless Fury, who comes away well from the center. Meanwhile, Academy Sealster got ahead of a couple inside rivals. Should land second. Cutting across here is Barrett Hanover to slot in third. That one will land in front of Lady Harborough, who is in fourth. Mid-pack fifth is Back to the Future to the rail Popular Irish Rose. And on the outside, Chief Corleone is the early trailer. They're into the first turn, and out in front here is Fearless Fury for Trevor Henry. They'll lead the way to the opening quarter. Right on their back, though, is Academy Sealster. The opening panel was 30 seconds flat. So the wind might have picked up a little bit there coming into their faces. Should be at their back now as they move into the backstretch. A length and a half advantage for Fearless Fury. Academy Sealster right up on that one's back. Well, looks like that one needs to go on, and McDonald's just going to take that one to the outside and loop around. Meanwhile, in third is Barrett Hanover, then racing in fourth is Lady Harborough. A couple lengths going back to the Future. At the inside is Popular Irish Rose, and Chief Corleone is getting underway from the rear of the field. New leaders, Academy Sealster, as they come up to the half. It's reached in a minute and a fifth. On to the final turn they go. It's the 2-year-old filly, Academy Sealster. She's the daughter of All Bets Off, and she's leading now by 2 lengths as she tries to scoot away here on Fearless Fury. 2 lengths behind Fearless Fury is Barrett Hanover in the debut qualifier. That son of Captain Treacherous is 5 from the front. Then racing in fourth is Lady Harborough. Back to the final 3. That's Back to the Future at the inside. Racing fifth. On the outside of that, rival Chief Corleone, and the new trailer is Popular Irish Rose. But out in front by 3, this is Academy Sealster, who hits 3 quarters in 1:28 and 3. Off the turn and into the stretch. Strong 28 and 2 third quarter there. And Academy Sealster is looking to finish this one off strong. Up in front here by 4 lengths as they come to the 8th pole. Racing back in second is Fearless Fury. Barrett Hanover looking to finish up well in his debut. And then back to the others. A 16th remaining. Academy Sealster has this one by 4. Coming to the edge of the tote board. It'll be Academy Sealster to win it. Barrett Hanover moves up into second. Finishing third is Fearless Fury. Up for fourth, Back to the Future over Lady Harborough. Then Popular Irish Rose and Chief Corleone rounds it out, 157 and 1. Here we go now for qualifier number 3. Scratching number 2, Red Light Lady. Anthony McDonald drives the 1, Garden State Deo. Shane Weber drives the 7, Storm Trotter. The 1, Garden State Deo. 3-year-old filly. Mario Barrajon trains. Anthony McDonald drives. 2, Red Light Lady is out. 3 is Make It Easy, a 3-year-old filly trained by Stephen Davis with James McDonald. 3 is Belvedere Bronx, a 3-year-old gelding. Dagfinn Henriksen trains and drives. 5, Stable Genius, 3-year-old gelding trained by Steve Bossens with Sylvain Filion. 6, Aoki, a 4-year-old gelding trained by Kyle Bossens with Colin Kelly. And the 7 is Storm Trotter, a 4-year-old gelding. The trainer-driver is Shane Weber. So they're off and trotting here in qualifier number 3, and going right out to the early lead goes Stable Genius. That one will strike the front in the early going. Meanwhile, in second, that is Make It Easy. Then trotting along Belvedere Bronx, who's going to be followed by Aoki, and at the rear of the field is Storm Trotter, then back to Garden State Deo. So they go into that first turn, and out in front, it is Stable Genius. That one leads it by a few lengths. Opening panel pops up in 29-3. So they head on to the backstretch, and they are following Stable Genius, 2 lengths ahead. From Belvedere Bronx in second, then in third is Aoki, followed fourth up the backstretch by Make It Easy. On that one's back is Storm Trotter, and Garden State Deo looks to catch up. 3/8 of the mile complete. Stable Genius, the 3-year-old gelding, is in front here. Most recently was fourth in a grassroots contest, but that was back on August 22nd, so after a couple months off, is on the front here. In the return to the track, right on that one's back, it's Belvedere Bronx. The half was hit in 1 minute and a fifth. They head on to the final turn. After a second quarter trotted in 30-3, it remains Stable Genius the leader. Belvedere Bronx in second, right in that 2-hole, looking maybe a little anxious to go on. Then in third is Aoki. Right behind that one, fourth is Make It Easy, followed by Storm Trotter, and your trailer remains Garden State Dale. So they've been pretty tightly packed here, and they're midway around the final turn, and Stable Genius starts to inch a little bit away now from Belvedere Bronx. It's a length and 3/4 the advantage as 3/4 pops up on the board in 1:30-2. Off the turn and into the stretch. Stable Genius, Belvedere Bronx ready to go on. Brought to the outside by Henriksen looking to challenge. So at the inside, Stable Genius, outside Belvedere Bronx. Back in third is Aoki. Then back to Make It Easy, Storm Trotter, and off-stride Garden State Dale. Final 1/8 of the mile on the outside. Belvedere Bronx takes a short advantage. It's Belvedere Bronx. Stable Genius tries to come back, but Belvedere Bronx off the 2-hole trip will win qualifier number 3. Stable Genius will finish in second. Third goes to Make It Easy. Then fourth was Storm Trotter, followed by Aoki and Garden State Deo. 1:59-1 for Belvedere Bronx. Up next is qualifier number 4. We're on the trot here. Scratch number 1, Kiss an Angel. That'll leave us with a field of 6. All 6 are now on the track, and they'll be called into the gate in just a moment. But here is the field. Once again, scratch 1, Kiss an Angel. So starting from the rail will be number 2, Stormont Tim, a 5-year-old gelding trained by Jason Libby, the driver Sylvain Filion. The 3 is Time Will Tear It, a 5-year-old gelding trained and driven by Rod Hughes. Number 4, Odds on Amethyst, 11-year-old gelding, the trainer-driver Pat Houdon. The 5 is LD's Patrick, a 4-year-old gelding trained by Jason McGinnis with Anthony McDonald driving. The 6 is McAllen, a 6-year-old gelding trained by Tim Cherwayko, the driver Scott Young. And number 7 is Forbidden Trade, that 6-year-old trained by Luke Blay and driven by Bob McClure. So the starting gate beginning to move along as this field of 6 will take their positions. Many eyes on number 7, Forbidden Trade, the winner of $2.3 million, gearing up for next Saturday's Breeders' Crown Open Trot. With no eliminations needed, he'll get a prep in here this morning. Wearing saddle pad number 7, starting from post 6. On the outside is Forbidden Trade. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. We're all set for qualifier number 4. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. They're off and trotting, and coming away well is McAllen along with Forbidden Trade from the outside. So they're going to get away 1-2 while Time Will Tear It gets away 3rd. Moving into 4th, LD's Patrick from Stormont Tim, who got away 5th. And your early trailers, Odds on Amethyst, some struggles again for him, and he's probably about a dozen behind the main pack. Into the first turn, Forbidden Trade out to the front. So Forbidden Trade and Bob McClure are going to do it on the front here this morning, leading it by 2 lengths from McAllen as they race past the opening quarter in 29 seconds flat. Moving into the backstretch, it is Forbidden Trade. He leads the way. Behind him is McAllen. We last saw him in the open trot on July 11th, so his return here this morning, and he's going to follow the double millionaire Forbidden Trade with 3/8 of the mile now complete. Time Will Tear It is in 3rd. Trotting in 4th is LD's Patrick. 5th remains Stormont Tim, and Odds on Amethyst is well back. Nearing the midway point, it is Forbidden Trade continuing to show the way. Opening quarter 29, the half is hit in 57-2, so cruising right along there, 28-2 in the second quarter. They head into the final turn. It remains Forbidden Trade. Lead is about a length and a half from McAllen in 2nd, and then it's a break of about 5 going back to Time Will Tear It. Hughes chips away on that one. Coming to the outside, LD's Patrick now gets into full motion and will move up into 3rd. Stormont Tim remains 5th, and the trailer is Odds on Amethyst. They come to 3/4. Forbidden Trade going to go past that marker in 1:26.1 off the turn and into the stretch. It's Forbidden Trade looking to close it out strong. Back in 2nd is McAllen. Into 3rd now LD's Patrick. Stormont Tim overtaking Time Will Tear It. They come to the 8th pole. Forbidden Trade getting set for next Saturday's Breeders' Crown. Here he is this morning, and he is starting to edge way late from McAllen. It'll be Forbidden Trade. A good prep here this morning. Will win it well in hand. Forbidden Trade from McAllen finishing 2nd. LD's Patrick 3rd. 4th goes to Stormont Tim. Back to Time Will Tear It and Odds on Amethyst. 154-4 for Forbidden Trade. Getting set now for our 5th qualifier. Couple of scratches. Scratch number 2, Jordan Deo, and number 4, Speak to Your Manager. Leaves us with a field of 5. All 5 on the track. They'll be called in just a moment, but here is the field. Number 1 is Cote d'Azur, 5-year-old gelding, trained by Blair Burgess. He'll also do the driving. 2 is Scratch. 3 is Lachlan on the Beach, 3-year-old colt, trained by Victor Putty with Louis Waugh. 4 is Scratch. 5 is Mystifying, a 4-year-old mare trained by Carmen Osceola with Doug McNair. 6, Treacherous Dragon, a 3-year-old filly trained by Nancy Tactor, the driver Scott Zeron. And the 7 is Nikki Hill, 3-year-old filly trained by Chris Ryder, the driver is Dexter Dunn. That's your field for qualifier number 5. They'll be called in here in just a moment as the gate now begins to move into position. And after Forbidden Trade took our 4th qualifier in preparation for the Breeders' Crown, we now focus on a couple of 3-year-old fillies that'll be competing in next Saturday's Breeders' Crown 3-year-old filly pace. The 6, Treacherous Dragon, over 400,000 made this year. Earlier this year, she won the Fan Hanover final right here at Woodbine Mohawk Park back in mid-June. She wears saddle pad number 6, Scott Zeron driving for trainer Nancy Tactor, and just to that one's outside is the defending Breeders' Crown champion, Nikki Hill, as she has returned to her old form after missing most of the summer. She's had back-to-back wins, a winner of nearly $1 million last year. She's 2 for 4 this season, looking real good, getting set for the Breeders' Crown. So Treacherous Dragon and Nikki Hill, number 6 and 7, in this 5th qualifier. It's a field of 5 as the starting gate comes to the top of the stretch. Gate picking up speed for qualifier number 5. Here they come. They're off and pacing, and some early speed shown from Lachlan on the Beach towards the inside while looking to his right to see where Treacherous Dragon and Nikki Hill are going to slot. So everybody's going to figure this out here in the opening 8th, while meanwhile watching from 4th is Mystifying, and then Cote d'Azur is in 5th. So Nikki Hill is pushing on towards the lead. Just to her inside is Treacherous Dragon. Lachlan on the Beach. We'll watch them from in 3rd. Mystifying is 4th, and the early trailer Cote d'Azur. So Nikki Hill is going to cross over and clear just as they hit the opening quarter in 29 and 3. So they move into the backstretch as this field of 5, and it is Nikki Hill on the front, the daughter of Always Be Mickey. She is leading it by 1.5 lengths from Treacherous Dragon there in 2nd. Lachlan on the Beach is 2 lengths back in 3rd. 4th is Mystifying, and 5th is Cote d'Azur. That's how they're lined up. There'll be no change in order here in the 2nd quarter. Coming towards the half, off stride in 3rd went Lachlan on the Beach. Waugh got that one to the outside immediately. The half was hit in 58 and 1. Heading into the final bend now, the leader remains Nikki Hill. Treacherous Dragon will just continue to follow. 4 lengths then back to Mystifying, who inherited 3rd. Then it's Cote d'Azur in 4th, and Lachlan on the Beach after that break is the trailer. So it's Nikki Hill kicking it up into full gear now. Treacherous Dragon just a little over 1.5 lengths behind her. These two 1-2 as they come to 3 quarters. Going a strong 3rd quarter here because they're past that station in 1:25 and 2. So they went 27 and 1 in the 3rd split. Off the turn and into the stretch. It is Nikki Hill, Treacherous Dragon behind her. Then back to Mystifying, Cote d'Azur, and Lachlan on the Beach is last. Final 1/8 of the mile. Nikki Hill, Treacherous Dragon will try to push here. She's trying to get to the wheel. Nikki Hill and Treacherous Dragon, these two are going to be side by side as they come down to the wire. Treacherous Dragon on the outside trying to reach up, and Treacherous Dragon will get it. Treacherous Dragon, Nikki Hill finishes 2nd, then back to Mystifying 3rd. 4th was Cote d'Azur. Lachlan on the Beach was 5th. 1:52 and 1 for Treacherous Dragon. And we're getting set now for our sixth and final qualifier here this morning. And there's a good look at Bulldog Hanover, who will tune up for next Saturday's Breeders' Crown Open Pace. He is set to go in this upcoming sixth qualifier. He and driver Dexter Dunn making their way onto the track. They'll face three rivals here in this final qualifier, as we do have a scratch. Scratch number 4, Beyond Better, leaves us with a field of 4. Bulldog Hanover has had just a tremendous campaign. He, the world's fastest standardbred, with that mark of 1:45.4. The last time we saw him here at Mohawk Park was back on September 3rd when he won the Canadian Pacing Derby in a track record equaling 1:46.4. That was a Canadian record for a stallion. So many tremendous performances, and now their connections of Bulldog Hanover, owners Jack Darling and Brad Grant, with their eyes on the Breeders' Crown right here at their home track. That'll come up next Saturday night. What'll likely be our main event on a massive weekend of racing. For this sixth qualifier, as mentioned, scratch number 4, Beyond Better, leaves us with a field of 4. Number 1 is Rockin' with Custard. That 5-year-old mare is trained by Blair Mutch. The driver is James McDonald. The 2 is Majestic Virgin, a 6-year-old mare trained by Carmen Osceola with Doug McNair in the bike. The 3, Hapuna Beach, is a 4-year-old gelding trained by Kyle Bossons with Colin Kelly steering. The 4 is scratched. And number 5, Bulldog Hanover, the 4-year-old son of Shadow Play, trained by Jack Darling, Dexter Dunn, doing the driving. So the starting gate is moving into position for our sixth and final qualifier here this morning. Don't forget, live racing continuing tonight, 7 p.m., first race post time. Tonight we have the eliminations for the 2-year-old Breeders' Crown events. Tomorrow evening, the 3-year-olds will get their chance for their elimination, so a massive weekend of racing, all leading up to the $6.7 million Breeders' Crown Championship weekend coming up next weekend here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Gate is in motion for our sixth and final qualifier. Once again, from the inside out, Rockin' with Custard, Majestic Virgin, Hapuna Beach, and Bulldog Hanover. Gate nearing the top of the stretch. Field of 4 lined up for qualifier number 6. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing, and Bulldog Hanover strides out easily to the lead. Rockin' with Custard will get away in second as Majestic Virgin and Hapuna Beach content just to line up in behind that rail starter, and they'll watch Bulldog Hanover out in front here. Bulldog Hanover will take them into the opening quarter, and we do have the luxury of having that opening 8th time, 14-1, so into the turn. It is Bulldog Hanover out in front here by about 5 lengths from Rockin' with Custard. The opening quarter is paced in 28-4. Bulldog Hanover this season, 12 wins and 14 starts. Over $1.2 million earned, Canadian Pacing Derby. His big victory here at his home track. That added among a bunch of other tremendous performances this season. It is Bulldog Hanover out in front by about 5. Rockin' with Custard is there second, a break of 6 lengths back to Majestic Virgin. Hapuna Beach, who's come in from British Columbia, is there back in 4th. Off stride in second at the half went Rockin' with Custard. The half was hit in 56-4, so that was 28 seconds even in the second quarter, and it's all Bulldog Hanover. Majestic Virgin second, Hapuna Beach is third, and Rockin' with Custard after that miscue at the half has reset. And she's back there in 4th, but here's Bulldog Hanover heading towards 3 quarters, off a half of 56-4. He reaches 3 quarters in 124-3. Off the turn and into the stretch, 27-4 in the 3rd quarter. It is Bulldog Hanover. Back in second, Majestic Virgin. Hapuna Beach is 3rd. Rockin' with Custard is 4th, an 1/8 of a mile to go. Here's the Bulldog Hanover. He is heading towards the Breeders' Crown Open Pace next Saturday night. A good tune-up here this morning.
Bulldog Hanover will win it, stopping the clock in 1:51.2. Finishing in second, Majestic Virgin, Hapuna Beach third, and Rockin' with Custard will cross the wire fourth, 1:51.2, 26-4 home, Bulldog Hanover. So Bulldog Hanover wins our final qualifier here this morning at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Post fractions of 28-4, 56-4, 124-3, 151-2, the final time. Once again, we're back in action here tonight. Breeders' Crown Elimination Weekend kicks off. First race post time, 7 p.m. The rookies will be on display. We hope you can join us then. For now, this is Mark McKelvey wishing you a good Friday afternoon. We'll see you back at the track here tonight.